Hi, this is Tricia, and this is my review of the iEC Shine Bluetooth headset. Now, I could try showing you what the colour's like in that band between the two earphones, but with that light up there and that light over there and all the daylight, even though it's overcast and rather wet, it's that Manchester sunshine thing out there, you wouldn't see it because it's very bright. I do have a bit of footage to add at the end of this where I've got it kind of no lights on, still in daylight, but against that box so you can see the colours because they are very visible. But what I can tell you about are these bits that you listen to. Now, I thought they looked a bit clunky when I unwrapped them, particularly that bit. That looks like it should be uncomfortable. Because alright, if you imagine that goes in your right ear, you've got the earbud, you've got the fin-shaped stabiliser. What's that about? Well, I suppose with something that big you do want something else to hold it, and thankfully it's very flexible. And it hardly ever actually touches your ear because you'd think it'd clamp onto your ear and you'd notice it, but you don't. It just kind of holds it steady, so if it would move a bit, it just stops it. And I haven't noticed it. These things, bizarrely enough, I can't wear earbuds for very long. If I can manage an hour in a pair, they're doing well. I've managed over 2 in these with comfort, which really does surprise me for the size of them. But also is quite a good testament to just how nicely shaped they are and just how well that works. That's where all your controls are, on the right earpiece. There are various things you can do with swiping and tapping on that earpiece, but tapping on an earbud is deafening. I really wouldn't recommend it to anybody. I'd just use the buttons, unless you really want to look swish by swiping forwards and moving back in your playlist. Nobody can hear apart from you anyway, so you just look a bit of a prat. You're as well just using the buttons, I reckon. That's the one that controls what happens on this colour wire. Because there's different modes. There's one of them works with your breathing, one of them works with your moving, and one works with the music you're listening to. Oh, and you can switch it all off if you don't want to look too colourful. What's the point in that? I just kept it on the one where you could see what I was listening to, or at least the beat of what I was listening to. That's your on-off button, and it paired really nicely with my phone. And that's your plus and minus buttons, moving forwards and backwards in your playlist with a long press and just tapping it to change the volume. It's really easy to get the hang of when you've got 4 buttons and they're raised. You don't have to be able to see what's on them. Once you've got the hang of it, you know, the one at the front switches it on and off. The one at the back plays with the colours on the neck piece, and the others just navigate for you. It can't get much more simple than that. So what about the most important things in headsets? How do they sound? Well, they actually sound like a 50 quid plus headset. Because you get some really, really nice headsets at less than 20 quid if you know where to look for them. And I'm lucky I get these things sent to me. I've listened to a few good 20 quid headsets. This is better than them. Okay, it's not 2 or 3 times as good. You do get diminishing returns on more money. But it does sound better. It sounds clearer. There's more definition there. For me, they're nicely tuned. There isn't too much bass, but it's lovely and clear. And don't get me wrong, I like bass, but I don't want just bass, and it sounds really nicely balanced with everything else. I couldn't find a genre of music I've listened to with it, and I've gone way beyond my testing playlist with these. I've quite enjoyed them. I couldn't find any genre where I really needed to feel I want to play with an equaliser to improve these. They all sounded rather good. So even without the colourful neckwire bit, these things are a really nice headset anyway, just as the headset. If you never use the colour on them at all and nobody ever knew that they could flash brilliant colours, they're still worth the amount of money which they're asking for them, which can be any, depending on sales and such, I think they go from about £50 and I think the RRP is about 80. That seems about right for that price for me. Having listened to different priced headphones, I think they're in about the right spot there. So okay then, when I finish this, I'm going to put a little bit of footage I've got of the colour through here, because it does look really good. Okay, if you're wearing them, unless you're looking in the mirror, you can't see it. You haven't got a clue. Everybody else can see it though, and I quite like it. But then again, maybe I'm just a show-off.